Hey guys, Frank here, and today I want to talk to you about an app that I use a lot, and it's called Topaz Photo AI. And let's not focus on how I pronounce AI because, hey, I'm Dutch, so English is not my native language. But I do want to tell you about how I use Photo AI. Now, a lot of people, of course, know Topaz from upscaling, and it does a great job. Just don't expect to put a 1 megapixel image in and get a 40 megapixel high resolution perfect image out. So set your expectations and it will probably do a fine job. So how do I use Photo AI in my workflow? Well, first of all, when I read comments on reviews from software like this, I hear a lot of people going like, AI, it's gonna take over the world, it's bad. Yeah, I agree to a certain point, but do realize that software like this, it's just noise reduction, upscaling and sharpening. There's nothing evil inside your computer that will take you over or suck out all your creativity. It's just machine learning, something we've been doing for, well, I think actually since Photoshop started. The noise reduction in Photo AI is absolutely awesome. It's really fast and it does a great job. Now, when you read the comments, a lot of people go like, hey, if you're a professional photographer, you don't need software like this. And let me immediately debunk this option for the very simple reason. When I shoot a concert, for example, for VB Suiadi, I don't have the option to miss shots for the very simple reason I'm being paid to shoot every single lighting setup. And it means that also when there's a lighting setup that mimics candlelight, yeah, I have to deliver that shot. Now, to give you a very simple example, I have to shoot at a higher shutter speed than 250ths of a second because I have to freeze his hands. But I also have to make sure that I have a little bit depth of field. So shooting on 1.2, 1.8, that's out of the question. 2.8, well, sometimes, most of the times, it's f4. So we have shutter speed, we have our aperture, and of course, very dim lighting. I can't use any tripods, I can't use any strobes. So yeah, when you're shooting at 64,000 ISO or 100,000 ISO, you need some noise reduction. That has nothing to do with being a professional photographer or an amateur. So that's part one. So why choose Photo AI? Very simple. It's fast and it's very, very good. Now, I'm a big Lightroom supporter and a big Lightroom fan, and I think Lightroom nowadays has a great noise reduction. The only problem is it takes a longer time and you have to be connected online at the moment. The other thing, and that's highly addictive where I use Topaz a lot, is actually sharpening. Now, there are two options for sharpening. The first one, if you slightly misfocus, you can correct it in Photo AI. And that's already awesome. And again, it has nothing to do with being an amateur photographer or a professional photographer. It simply has to do with pushing the limits of your camera. Again, the example with a live concert. If I shoot a live concert, I can't use any focus assistance. Think about this, the artist is playing and you have this big shining light in his face because, well, the photographer has to focus. That doesn't go. You can't hear the beeps of your camera for the very simple reason. That's very annoying during a live concert. So I have to shoot almost without any help in the camera. Then add to that some lens flares, some backlighting, some motion and very dim lighting situations. Yeah, sometimes the camera just misses focus, guys. The professional photographer's job is very simple. We have to be at the right place, at the right time, choosing the right lighting, choosing the right moment, and of course taking the shot. If the camera misses focus slightly, how is that my fault? So, no remarks about being a professional photographer and not needing that stuff. So, slightly adjusting focus, no problem at all. But the other thing, and this is where I use it a lot, is actually to enhance focus. So what do I mean with this? Now think about this. When you're shooting a model with beautiful jewelry and very, very nice small details, for example, in her coat or in a shirt, you want to make sure that those details really stand out. Now, of course, you can use, for example, texture or clarity, but they also can introduce some nasty artifacts, especially when you bump up the power. With Topaz Photo AI, I found out that the sharpening is actually really great if you stack the effects. And with the latest update, you can now actually stack the effects. And this is a huge game changer. Because now, for example, I can first choose to sharpen the whole image without, of course, the face of the model. And then I can do a second layer of hyper sharpening for just the details. And it really makes the products jump out. Actually, some of my attendees of the workshops who also use Photo AI actually told me it's very, very addictive because you really see those details popping out. So, Photo AI. What do I think about it? Well, for upscaling, I don't use it a lot for the very simple reason, when we upscale, it's mostly for clients that bring in like a very old photograph. Can you blow this up to A4 or letter format? Well, we can do that with Photo AI without any problems. The part where I use it a lot, of course, is noise reduction for those venues and the sharpening. And the sharpening I use in a lot of my images because, let's be honest, you just love that everything just pops out with sharpness. So, if you are in the market as an event photographer, wedding photographer, live shoots, or if you do product photography and you want to make sure that those details jump out, I can highly recommend you guys checking out Topaz Photo AI. It's a great software solution because it works, one, standalone, and then you can draw in your raw files. It can do lighting and even better noise reduction and sharpening, or you can use it as a plugin in Photoshop or Lightroom as part of your normal workflow. Guys, thank you so very much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments on our own social media so I can respond to those comments. Thank you so very much for watching and see you again next time. Bye, guys.